be presenting you with a wide variety of military vehicles and equipment in full working conditions. Before you on the terrain is a typical village from Central Europe that has been occupied by rebel forces. Now, in response to this situation, a special reconnaissance mission has been put in place, and once all the necessary information has been gathered, the next objective is to carry out an exfiltration of the Special Forces members. This, ladies and gentlemen, is when the Argo swings into action. Now that the exfiltration has been carried out, Special Forces soldiers are now arriving in order to prepare the offensive and analyse the terrain, and they're doing so on board the Argo Vehicles from Phoenix, a Canadian manufacturer. Now the Argo is an 8-wheel drive amphibious extreme terrain vehicle. Currently in service with numerous military forces around the world, such as the Canadian Army, the US Air Force, and in West Africa, notably in Senegal, with the National Defence. The Argo is operationally proven. It's available with either a 747 cubic capacity or 1028 cubic capacity diesel engine. The Argo has a curb weight of 727 kilograms, a payload capacity of 680 kilograms. It can carry up to 6 personnel and tow up to 909 kilograms. Incredibly versatile, the Argo can be used for a wide variety of military tasks, such as cargo transport, casualty, evacuation, command post, and as you can see on the video screens, it has a fully amphibious capacity. Indeed, it's fully amphibious and it can be propelled by its tyres in water. And the Argo can transport equipment and personnel across water obstacles, and this eliminates having to use bridges or fording points which may be contested by enemy forces. Now, the incredibly versatile can be used for a lot of different tasks, such as cargo transport, casualty evacuation, command post, sensor platform, or a mobility platform for heavy weapons, such as large caliber machine guns, automatic grenade launchers, and mortars. The Argo can also be easily configured to transport stretcher-borne casualties for tactical casualty evacuation. As you can see on the terrain, the Argo is extremely agile due to its skid-steer transmission and drive system, which allows successful negotiation of light terrain conditions, such as dense forest and jungle or narrow streets. Now, the transmission in low gear range, the Argo can turn 360 degrees, similar to a tank, and its constant 8-wheel drive provides incredible traction, and combined with its very low ground pressure, the Argo's cross-country mobility matches a level of performance found only in track vehicles. So now, ladies and gentlemen, the members of the Special Forces have entered into combat with the rebel forces and are pushing them back into the village. And reinforcements are on the way in the form of the Renault VAB MK3. Now, VAB MK3 by Renault Trucks Défense is a 6x6 medium-weight armoured vehicle. It offers the very highest levels of performance in terms of mobility, protection and payload. The VAB MK3 benefits from 30 years of VAB legacy. The vehicle, driven from behind the windshield, provides on-board commander and driver with excellent observation capacity, and its compact profile facilitates optimal stealth in urban and mountainous environments. Each platform, equipped with battle.net inside, can carry medium to large caliber weapon systems, and it's got a low procurement cost and access to the Volvo Renault Trucks maintenance network across the entire world. So what we have, ladies and gentlemen, is performance close to an 8x8, but at an economic cost. The VAB MK3 is equipped with a driveline 6x6 with independent suspension and a powerful 340 horsepower engine, coupled to automatic transmission. Its monocoque hull is available with numerous versions, There's the troop transport version for 2 people in the front, the driver and the gunner, plus 10 soldiers. And the weapon system used would be a small caliber manned or remotely operated one. And it also can be used as an infantry fighting vehicle, or IFV, for 2 plus 7 soldiers, with a weapon system, 1 remotely operated turret from 20 to 30 millimeters, and also as a reconnaissance and fire support vehicle for 2 plus 4 soldiers, equipped with a 90mm turret, and also as an intelligence surveillance targeting vehicle, or ISTAR, using a 120mm mortar carrier, command post or ambulance, etc. So now the members of the Special Forces have completed their mission and are making their way back into the Renault VAB MK3. Now the VAB MK3 is able to climb a grade of up to 60%. It's able to negotiate a side slope of 40%. And as we watch this rather fantastic vehicle coming across the terrain for us, it can cross a trench of 0.9 meters deep. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now that the Special Forces have cleared the area, the United Nations vehicle is making its way slowly along a potentially hazardous piece of road. Ladies and gentlemen, the United Nations vehicle has narrowly missed being blown up by an explosive device. Now, we're waiting for the mine disposal teams to arrive, and here they come on board the Renault Defense Trucks Dagger vehicle. Now, the mine disposal operator that's going to get out of the back is wearing the new Protecop demining suit. And the Protecop demining suit is supplied to the French Army. It's designed for special operations leading to the searching of mines and neutralizing of them. It's composed of front, back and shoulder protection, arm protectors. It's also got removable mittens for hand protection, trousers for pelvic protection and leg protection, removable protection for the top of feet, and the whole suit weighs in at around 25 kilograms. Now, each component protects against fragmentation threat of SANAG 2920 on the entire surface of the suit, which gives it a very good level of ergonomy and comfort. It also allows a quick implementation, and it's got a protection visor which is compatible with every kind of heavy helmet, and the jacket is equipped with a deflator neck, protecting the agent against the blast. Now, the suit's design allows, in the case of emergency, to safely carry the engine agent and remove the equipment. It's available in 2 sizes, ranging from 1.6 meters to 2.10 meters, and a training version is also available. And last but not least, there's a carrying bag so that the whole suit can be packed away into a backpack. Now, the mine disposal teams have installed the GBK ground bomb killer bag from SEMA World. Now, as you've just seen, the object is blown up. The GBK ground bomb killer bag is very simple to use. It's placed over the suspicious object, and if the item then does blow up, the GBK from SEMA World channels the blast upwards and stops the horizontal fragmentation. As we've seen from the demonstration, it's fast and very easy to use. Now, this GBK has been developed and internationally patented by SEMA World, and the equipment itself is made up of sliding, flexible ballistic crowns. The GBK is used over the 5 continents by special forces, police, armies, EOD, but it's also been used in conjunction with airports, railways, embassies and other sensitive areas, ladies and gentlemen. Now the Dagger is going to make its way onto the terrain. Now, the Dagger by Renault Trucks Defense is a light armoured vehicle for command and liaison, principally intended for aid and support units. Its small profile and military 4x4 chassis offers good urban and all-terrain mobility, and its armoured body offers the best level of protection in its market class. Now the Dagger has a modular internal volume, which means that there's enough room to fit it out in either the transport version or the C2 command and control version. A system of rails fitted to the partitions allows the vehicle's inner layout to be modified and easily secure items of equipment. Different versions are already in use, and it can climb a gradient of 50%. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes two vehicles from Spain. Going over the bridge is the Bastion from Hatton Racing, and following on behind is the Agrali from VT Proyectos. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look at the vehicle which is following on behind, the faster vehicle, the Bastion from JTN Racing. Now, Hatton Racing is a company that specialises in the design and manufacture of high-performance vehicles for racing in international competitions. The Hatton Racing team has successfully competed in international races such as the Rally Dakar, the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge and the Rally de Morocco. And based on their experience in racing, Hatton Racing developed the Bastion ATV. Now, what exactly is the Hatton ATV Bastion? Well, it's an ultralight military high-performance configurable vehicle, and it's air transportable. In terms of its functional attributes, it can be camouflaged with its low field profile and high maneuverability. All this can be added to it without compromising stealth. It's got a blackout mode for night or infiltration operations, and in terms of its engine, it's got a Rotax 976 cm3, developing 100 horsepower, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 9 seconds. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's turn our attention to the bridge now, to the other vehicle on the bridge, the Agrali. Just wait for the Agrali to come up on the screens. Now, the Agrali is made by the Spanish companies VT Proyectos and Star Defense Logistics. This is specially developed for military applications. They've been designed to perform heavy work with any of their different models, and that ranges from reconnaissance to ambulance work, troop transport, command and communications. Now, the vehicle we've got on the bridge before us is the A11, which has been specially designed for reconnaissance. It's prepared to carry two 7.62 machine guns. It's got the following technical characteristics: power of 140 horsepower, maximum speed 120 kilometers per hour. And this vehicle, which was used for border surveillance, is equipped with a 3-meter mast, radar, thermal cameras and other elements that facilitate the missions entrusted to these kinds of vehicles. Now, this vehicle was born ready to adapt to the most difficult and complicated missions. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, coming up the spine of the hill is the Jaws APC Armoured Personnel Carrier from IAG. Now, the IAG Jaws APC is a vehicle solution specifically designed and engineered to meet the requirements of a high mobility, lightweight armour vehicle for vehicle and law enforcement agencies worldwide. It's also well suited as a border patrol vehicle and has earned its reputation of safely transporting troops in high-risk regions, such as in Iraq and in Africa. And the Jaws APC is available in both left-hand drive and right-hand drive versions, with either a 4.5-litre V8 diesel engine or a 4.6-litre V8 petrol engine, both of which offer up to 300 horsepower. It's got a choice of 5-speed manual transmission or a 6-speed automatic transmission, and the Jaws features independent double wishbone front suspension and beam-type rear suspension with front and rear shock absorbers with external reservoirs, heavy-duty coil springs and reinforced axles. The full-time 4-wheel drive system ensures a high level of mobility in the roughest of terrains. So while we wait for the APC from IAG to come back through the bridge, let's talk about its armouring configuration. It's armoured up to SANAG level 1 as a standard, but with the availability of add-on armour, this can be increased to SANAG level 2, which is capable of stopping armour-piercing rounds. And the design of the armour package has been optimised to offer enhanced blast protection against grenades, landmines and IEDs. Now the layout of the jaws is pretty conventional, with the engine at the front, driver and commander in the front row. Additional personnel and crew are located in the rear, and that brings the total number of personnel the vehicle can accommodate to 10. A total number of 5 doors, 2 in the front, 2 on the side and 1 in the rear, allow for quick and easy access. And of course the jaws also has ballistic resistant windows on all sides of the vehicle, providing the same level of protection as the armoured hull. Now, ladies and gentlemen, coming across the terrain in front of us are the 2 vehicles from Streit, the Gladiator, and following them closely behind the Scorpion, both from Streit. Ladies and gentlemen, let's turn our attention to the first vehicle, the Gladiator from Streit. Have a look on the screens. Now, the Gladiator from Streit is the latest in chassis-based APC line vehicles, and with its large payload area, Gladiator is ideal for basing a fleet of variants while easing maintenance by having a common drivetrain. With seating for 12, driver, commander and 10 dismounts, or alternatively can be reconfigured to serve as an ambulance or a command station. It's got a very large carrying capacity. The Gladiator lends itself perfectly to the fitting out of a large remote weapon system. And the parabolic leaf suspension provides Gladiator with a good ground clearance, as well as a comfortable ride and stability for any mounted weapon system. Gladiator is the perfect crossover between military and police, and could fit into roles both in this type of force. So it's rugged enough to operate on the battlefield, yet smooth enough to operate in an urban environment. Have a look now, ladies and gentlemen, at the Scorpion coming down the hill. The Scorpion is a monocoque-based AHV produced by Streit, and the meticulously designed V-shaped hull is perfectly supported by the purpose-built independent suspension with computer-controlled inflation system for the tyres, enabling it to negotiate any terrain with ease, and providing a safe and comfortable ride to crew members and a stable gun platform for the weapon system, even when fully loaded to its maximum payload capacity of 11,500 kilograms. Now the Scorpion is armoured to SANAG level 3 as standard, and with use of composite add-on plates can be strengthened even further. Now the Scorpion in front of you is equipped with Tracker's integrated Optotronics IOC system, which are a family of high-performance integrated vision-enabling solutions built around Tracker's gyro-stabilized camera systems. Now they're specifically designed for integration into armoured vehicles and have been designed for advanced situational awareness, route clearance and IED detection capability. Now, Tracker's iOS provides a decisive tactical advantage by delivering safe and superior standoff ISR capability for the APC crew from within the vehicle. Ladies and gentlemen, but what's happening? What's up? Will you please? Will the 2 gentlemen, will you please take your seat, please? Ladies and gentlemen, please do not intervene. Take your seat, please, ladies and gentlemen. Will somebody call the security forces? Now, the security forces are here, ladies and gentlemen. The security forces are here on board the Bastion vehicle from Manitou Defense. Now, the members of the security forces that we see before us are dressed in the Robocop type equipment, which was developed by the French company Protecop during the early 1990s. Based on mobility and technical efficiency, the Protecop's requirements are at the origin of modern crowd control. Today it's used by all French intervention forces, gendarmerie, police, army, prison service. Often copied but never equal thanks to its research and development department. Their equipment is more innovative than ever. Now this equipment can be worn over or underneath the uniform. And it's also fire resistant, anti-acid and corrosion resistant. The protective equipment is formed by overlapping jointed shells, and this system is similar to turtle shell or arm. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the first of the shots by the Varney Carroll Society, the Super Pro and the launch of 40 are the two weapons in use on the tarmac before you. Now let's go back to the Robocop equipment. This is the only one protection of its kind offered on the market, which has been tested at 120 joules, guaranteeing total protection against fractures. And in the ballistic domain, Protecop is the partner of Safran Sagem. It supplies anti-fragment, anti-ballistic vests for the Folio program. So thanks to Vandy Current Society for its launchers, the Super Pro and the Launcher 40. Now, this demonstration has been presented by ECA Pro Society and its main product, the X-Track camera, in conjunction with the FFBD CIAP instructors team. Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, the security forces have managed to bring the situation under control. And now, if those pedestrians could move out of the way, thank you, we're going to see the Bastion moving onto the terrain now. Now the Bastion from Renault Trucks Defense is a 14.5-ton armoured vehicle. The high mobility driveline with engines up to 340 horsepower, coupled with automatic transmission and four-wheel independent suspension, makes Bastion HM a combat vehicle with excellent power-to-weight ratio. It's also got a very large useful payload and exceptional all-terrain ability. So while where the Bastion is behind the bumps, let's have a little look at its technical specifications. The armoured monocoque hull provides a large internal volume, as well as excellent protection against ballistic aggression, mines and IED in accordance with Standard 4569. And it exists in troop transport and logistic variants. And the APC version can also be fitted out as an ambulance or a command post. And as we see the Bastion making its way down the hill, that's very impressive. Now the Bastion HM is able to climb a gradient of up to 60%. And a little demonstration, it can negotiate a side slope of 30%. And as it goes down the back of the slope, just a little bit more information about its climbing abilities. The Bastion by Renault Trucks Defense can cross a trench of 0.8 meters deep. And if the need arises, it can climb over a vertical obstacle of 0.5 meters high with a fording capability of 1 meter. So now, ladies and gentlemen, the next objective is to set up a logistics base. Before doing this, however, an aerial reconnaissance mission has to be carried out. And this is going to be done thanks to the new Pickup Express UAV, designed in collaboration with ECA Robotics Group. Have a look on the bridge now on the screens. The Pickup Express UAV will be deployed fully automatically in less than 2 minutes without any danger for the operator. Now the takeoff sequence is very simple, as we're going to see in a minute. It's just a question of pressing a simple button, and then any second now. Just about to take off. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, the system is in the air. Now what we see today is the tethered version, and the tethered version can be deployed up to 150 meters above the ground for 6 hours with a 3 kilogram payload. Now this system can easily switch from the tethered version, which we're seeing here, to the free mode in less than 10 minutes. Now this UAV is also available with a 2-stroke engine in free mode, and the payload capacity is a maximum of 5 kilograms for up to 2 hours. Communications between the UAV and pickup are ensured by an optical fibre. This ensures that the system is not sensitive to jamming. It can be used in lots of different situations as a radio relay, a base camp surveillance tool, or as a logic surveillance zone, as you can see live on the screen now. If you give a little wave, oh yeah, you can give a little wave and you'll be able to see yourselves. Now, its robustness and power enables the system to fly in harsh environments. It's a true 4x4 of the airs, which has proved its capabilities in different places. Above the polar circle, in the sub-Saharan desert, in maritime environments, but also in mountainous areas. The model on display is equipped with a camera. Now the operator can focus itself on the mission without the need to pilot the UAV. He can move the camera in all axes and focus on a specified object. The powerful optical zoom, which we can see at the moment, and its associated functions like the video tracking, make it a very suitable tool for surveillance and reconnaissance missions. And this UAV has been designed specifically to be noiseless. It's able to perform autonomous flight pre-programmed by the operator. This UAV is also very well adapted to perform safety convoy scouting missions. Eco-robotics indeed has been selected by the French Army in conjunction with the Drogan program to ensure the safety of soldiers during convoy openings for IED protection. The system is also used for a lot of different missions: camp perimeter protection, border control, reconnaissance and intelligence. And due to its symmetrical shape, the system is less sensitive to windy conditions. Hovering mode is useful as a virtual mast application for observation, or as a radio relay transmission system for radio relaying. I know a few days are necessary to learn how to use the thing confidently. Now, ladies and gentlemen, once the aerial reconnaissance mission has been carried out, the logistics base needs to be set up, and this is going to be done with the help of the Themis vehicle from Milrem. And that's attached at the top of it with an ADA wireless remote weapon station made by Singapore Technologies Kinetics. Let's have a look at the Themis vehicle first of all. The Themis, or Tracked Hybrid Modular Infantry System, is the first fully modular hybrid unmanned ground vehicle in the world. It's manufactured by Milrem, and it's got a payload capacity of 750 kilograms. As you can see from the screens, it can be used in a wide variety of applications. It weighs in at about 850, the Themis, and it's got a maximum speed of between 25 and 35 kilometers per hour. Driving capability up to 45% rise, turning radius 0 meters, power source, Li-ion batteries with a diesel generator, and graphene ultracapacitors can be added. Let's turn now, ladies and gentlemen, to the ADA wireless remote weapon station attached to the top of it. It's made by Singapore Technologies Kinetics. Now, the ADA made by Singapore Weapons Technologies Kinetics is a stabilized weapon system capable of firing on the move with auto tracking. Ladies and gentlemen, the Manitou are coming into sight. The two Manitou telehandlers we can see before us today are the MHT-10180, a heavy load telehandler that's just handling the 20-foot container as we speak, and behind it is the MLT-960 telehandler. Let's have a look first of all at the larger vehicle, the MHT-10180. Now, the MHT-10180 has an 18-ton nominal capacity. I would just advise the photographers to move out of the way. Now, it's got an 18-ton nominal capacity and 600 meters center of gravity, 600 millimeters. And the lifting height of the machine is 9.7 meters. And the telescopic boom offers an outreach of 5.3 meters. And thanks to the following features, the MHT-10180 has a real rough terrain capacity. The engine is 175 horsepower, maximum torque of 675 Newton meters. And associated with a ground clearance of 44 centimeters, the machine has a gradability of 33% when laden and 68% when unladen. Ladies and gentlemen, let's switch now to the smaller vehicle, the MLT-960. The MLT-960 has a nominal capacity of 6 tons, a 9 meter lifting height and a 5.3 meter outreach. Now the model is equipped with a 141 horsepower engine and offers a great ground clearance of 45 centimeters. Now, as you can see, the MLT 960 is capable of displacing a 20-foot container and a capacity of 3,000 kilograms at 1,200 millimeters, but it can also load 20-foot containers as it's doing now. And in terms of capacity, that means up to 1,800 kilograms at 600 millimeters, right up to the very back of the container, as it's doing now. And obviously, it can do that without the use of stabilizers. It can also be made extremely versatile with the addition of a lot of different attachments, the jib, winch, and platform. And in a minute we're going to have a look at some of its steering capabilities. Obviously the MLT 960 has been designed to be very easy to use and to drive. And hopefully we can have a little demonstration of that on the tarmac. Now it's got 4-wheel drive and 3 steering modes. Here we go. We've got 4-wheel drive and 4-wheel steer, 2-wheel steer, and also crab mode. Now all movements of the boom are controlled with one hand by a joystick called the JSM, which stands for joystick switch and move, and is currently the most ergonomic system available to drive a telehandler. And the 3 different steering modes increase its maneuverability, and the latest generation of hydrostatic transmission, CVT, continuous variable transmission, makes a very smooth and precise driving for the movement. And as the telescopic booms are extended, let's have a look at their capabilities. The larger vehicle, the 10180, has a lifting height of 9.7 meters, and the telescopic boom extends to 5.3 meters. The smaller vehicle has a lifting height of 9 meters with a 5.3 meter range. Now, both of these machines have been validated to be transported by aircraft, and that could include the C-17 or the C-130 or the A400M. And both these telehandlers can be equipped with a special armoured cab for military use. Now, Manitou's MHT 10180 and the MLT 960, as well as their bestseller, the 625, which is packed enough to actually enter inside the container, have been delivered to various armed forces all over the world. Now, the Manitous have been hard at work taking things out of the back of the container, big heavy pallets, and one of the things they've taken out is the Manitou 30-meter tent. Have a look now on your screens. Now the Manitou, the Losberger inflatable 30-meter tent is just being unfolded by the 2 operators, and then they're going to plug in the electrical inflators into the valves, into the system's 3 inflation valves. Now, Losberger offers a range of inflatable tents from 15 meters up to 105 meters square. They're adaptable to all types of terrain and needs for today's armed forces. And the Losberger tent on display can be put up in just 7 minutes and 30 seconds, and about the same amount of time to take it down. And the operation can be carried out by 2 operators. Ladies and gentlemen, making his way up the spine of the hill is the latest vehicle from Volant, the Minsk Wheel Tractor Plant. Now, Volant designs and manufactures unique transport solutions for its customers to carry heavy loads on public roads and in difficult terrains. Volant manufactures the equipment in accordance with the customer's individual requirements specifications, ranging from just 1 unit to several hundred, from their production base in Belarus. Now, as the big vehicle comes over the bridge, let's have a look at its capacities. It's a highly unified vehicle, the MZKT, bringing mobility and cost effectiveness of the military peacekeeping and rescue units activity to unprecedented levels. It's got an 8x8 wheel formula, interaxle and cross-axle differential locks. In terms of its engine, it's got a Caterpillar C13 and automatic transmission. Now, the maximum speed of the truck is 105 kilometers per hour, and its fuel capacity is 600 litres. Watch it going up the hill. That, ladies and gentlemen, is rather impressive. I think a round of applause is in order. Now, it's got fully independent innovative suspension combined with the automatic transmission, providing unprecedented cross-country mobility and high speed on almost any type of terrain, including off-road. It was custom developed for tough tactical and logistics challenges in military service, and the vehicle is ideal for transporting high-value, complex and sensitive systems such as tactical systems and weapons weighing up to 17 tons. And as we see it coming back over the top of the hill, it's got an approach angle. Oh, look at that. It's got an approach angle of up to 42 degrees and an angle of departure of 44 degrees. Its gradability is 60%, and just before we have a look at the Carapace, have a quick look, ladies and gentlemen. The Losberger tent is now up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's turn our attention to the Carapace. Now, it can be operated alone or escorted by an autonomous squadron. And of course, if the tactical situation requires it, it can also be integrated into an inter-army logistics convoy. Now, one of its key points is that it can be used in unsecured areas. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to its bulletproof cabin and cockpit. Now, its high level of security is also ensured by the following removable active or passive elements. It can have a remote teleoperated turret, which can be controlled from inside the vehicle, and the cabin crew can be protected by a caliber 50 machine gun positioned on the roof, which can be rotated to 360 degrees. It's also got extensive observational capacities thanks to its night and day cameras and laser telefinder. And in the worst case scenario, it's got a flat tyre system, enabling it to leave a conflict zone in safety, even with a damaged tyre. It's also got a scrambling kit for disenabling remote-controlled explosive devices. Now, as it sweeps before us, this tractor-driven tanker lorry is the fruit of a collaboration between Scania for the motor and chassis, bulletproof armour plating from Esson Security, the tanker trailer designed by Maisonneuve, and pump system by Bastion. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sentinel from Sides. The Sentinel from Sides is a firefighting airport 6x6 vehicle with a capacity of 13,500 litres. It's designed and manufactured by Sides, the leading French manufacturer of firefighting equipment, and indeed the foremost supplier to the French army. Now, as the vehicle, the Sentinel, comes in front of us, you might like to know that it can accelerate from 0 to 80 kilometers per hour in just 27 seconds. It's got a top speed of 115 kilometers per hour, and this vehicle is the flagship of the airport Sentinel range of 4x4, 6x6 and 8x8 vehicles, with a capacity ranging from 4,000 to 16,000 litres. Now, the Sentinel is equipped with automatic transmission with torque converter, and the vehicle complies obviously with airport international regulations, or the ICAO. Let's have a look at the weight distribution. Now, distribution of weight is in accordance with international recommendations and allows the Sentinel to benefit from an almost equivalent weight split between its wheels, allowing it to cross muddy lands, which is very important today on the muddy terrain. As the Sentinel comes up to the crest of the hill, I think we're going to have a demonstration of the water cannons. And there we go. 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. Now the water cannon has a range of 100 meters and a flow of 6,000 liters per minute. It's powered by a bronze Sides water pump and it's got a capacity of 7,200 liters per minute, which is powered by the power divider. All the firefighting equipment is controlled from the cab by the Sides firefighting control panel, directly accessible with the same ergonomics for the driver or passenger. Let's have another look at ergonomics now. To ensure optimum visibility on difficult passages or congested operations areas, the cab of the Sentinel is panoramic and it also features central driving. It benefits from a large glass surface which gives optimal visibility of 210%, and the very low dash line which provides excellent front visibility. Now, as the Sentinel comes onto the terrain before us, I think we're going to have another demonstration with the water cannon. As you can see, the water cannon can be used going forwards, or at a halt, or even going backwards. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, going backwards without disturbing the efficiency. The flow does not undergo any variation at all. Now, this rather magnificent Sentinel that we've seen before us is a 3 meters wide vehicle. It's equipped with a tank of 12,000 liters, and the vehicle remains operational regardless of the operating conditions. It's got a manual mode which allows it to operate inside the entire vehicle, and its means of action from the outer platform, directly accessible from inside the vehicle. Now, it's got a very wide rigid chassis, and the positioning of the suspensions over the wheels and the optimized position of the center of gravity guarantee excellent off-road performances to the Sentinel as we watch it going down the muddy slope. Straight through the puddle. Ladies and gentlemen, this now brings us very close to the final exciting phase of the demonstration. Now the various vehicles that we've seen in action are going to line up on the tarmac in front of us. As you can see, the Tennis vehicle from Milrem is making its way across the tarmac. And behind it we have the 2 Argo vehicles from Phoenix manufacturers going for a spin on the terrain. Just coming down the steep hill is the Bastion from Hatton Racing, followed by the Raleigh from VT Proyectos. And coming on from the left-hand side, just behind it, is the ECA robotic vehicle carrying its new Pickup Express UAV. Followed closely behind by the IAG Jaws armoured personnel carrier. And you can just see the 3 Renault vehicles making their way up the hill on the left-hand side. On the hill we've got the Dagger, just coming down the hill from Renault Trucks Defence. And if you look now on the left-hand side, ladies and gentlemen, we have the 2 Manitou telehandlers making their way onto the terrain. The 10180 at the start and then a 960 behind. And the 2 vehicles from Streit Group coming down the hill. The Gladiator first up, followed straight behind by the Scorpion. And on the right-hand side, ladies and gentlemen, you can see the members of the security forces dressed in the new RoboCop equipment from Protecop. And we're just waiting for the 3 Renault vehicles to come and join us. Bastion there on the top of the hill. Ladies and gentlemen, have a look on the left-hand side now of the tarmac. You can see the members of the Détachement Interarmé from the French Armed Forces, and I would like to extend sincere thanks on behalf of EUROSATORY 2016 for their invariable logistic support for today's event. Now the 3 Renault vehicles are lining up, and the mixed vehicle is just doing a final big descent down the steep slope. So we're just watching the Dagger line up behind us, and the Bastion, and with the VAB MK3 in the middle, and the Sides going for a final spin around the track. And followed closely behind by the Carapace vehicle. terrain. Here they come. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is your turn now. I would like you to stand up and to make your way down onto the terrain, onto the tarmac. This is your chance, ladies and gentlemen, to go and have a quick look at the vehicles.